Underway, more cool heroes to talk about, more new changes to Theorycraft. Very exciting indeed. Let's start with Legion. The best change of the entire patch, something that I personally had a vendetta against the old Legion.
Yeah, you never
now
liked...
not clunky, Cinderin.
When did you ever like the version of Legion that there was?
The one in Dota 1.
Okay.
Where I don't think press the attack dispelled anything back then.
I actually don't remember at all. But
yes.
yeah, just to try to recap this hero's changes pretty quickly. Effectively, overwhelming odds and press the attack are swapped. So press the attack now gives the move speed, and overwhelming odds gives the attack speed.
Yes.
In addition, overwhelming odds is cast around yourself in a 600 radius. It hits everything there, and obviously the... Hang on.
Oh, Zeal runs right into the entirety of EG. He's going to get bulwark. Overwhelming odds is there as well. It looks like he might be able to live as the rest of the team comes in to save him. Matthew dies. Glimpse. Save another potential kill here. So first blood going the way of LGD. A lot of heroes low, both the Brew and the Mars. Actually, Mars ends up dropping. I think that might have been a suicide.
So that's a 1K gold lead for PSG.LGD before we even get started, pretty much.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
They got how many bounty runes? They got 3 bounties with Alchemist in their team, who obviously starts with Grieval Screed inherently now. Yeah. Doesn't even need to skill it, so he could still have Acid Spray in that fight and get the bounty bonus gold. And then they also got First Blood on their Terrorblade, so...
And the bounties.
Really good start.
That's, whew.
To finish off on the Legion breakdown as well. Oh my god, he's almost died.
Goodness gracious. Hey, that nerf to Alchemist Acid Spray yesterday, that actually prevented the kill there. But
wait,
he might still die anyway.
Just die and
it doesn't
he has
matter.
Acid Spray.
That's a full concoction.
Oh, he didn't spray before.
I think he got it in time, and that is going to be the death of Legion. Gracious.
Yeah, this is not a lane Legion is supposed to die in. Legion historically is really good against other melee heroes, but the head start LGD have, and the fact that he must have shown up to lane with pretty bad health in order for this to go this way.
This range creep, XP, he dies. Oh god, so close. So close.
So the final thing about Legion, you can cast overwhelming odds during duel.
Yes, that's what makes her not clunky.
Which is a big quality of life, obviously, because you can just blink duel someone with Blade Mail on if that's what if you're going that standard build, and then you can press the attack, or rather, you can overwhelm as you start the duel.
Yes, but Cinderin, the panel did mention it. Undying on the other side, who will probably get a shard because of the Tormentors.
Yep.
You can save, I assume. I don't know how that interacts with Legion. I doubt she even attacks the tombstone. She probably just stands there.
I hope it doesn't cause the game to crash.
Yeah, it could. Maybe they didn't test that one.
We'll
find out.
That's the kind of thing, if you think about stuff historically in Dota that has just crashed games, that's the kind of thing that could do it, because then suddenly Legion is dueling nothing, and the game doesn't know what entity she's dueling.
Nothing the same. And that's the thing about Legion, though. I think with these changes, we're going to be seeing her more as a... I don't want to say a right clicker, but kind of like more core than the offlane / support, which she was basically just press the attack before. That's her only reason for existing. Duel was there, not really to gain damage, but to be a stun for your team to be able to pick up a kill. And then you have this huge dispel. Oh, now it's more, it's a gray area with Abaddon, right? And even Omni Knight now, who's played mid in some cases. So very cool change.
I gotta draw attention to this. Nothing to say almost has a 3-minute Meteor Hammer.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Yeah, Whisper died in the other lane, so LGD with a 3K lead at not even 3 minutes yet.
This is... Yeah, well,
have Alchemist, but,
Cap's been on point with his... EG are going to own so far, and he's keeping up his track record here. Yeah, I
think he went to the Cinderin school for prediction.
No, I'm never wrong.
Okay.
And if I am wrong, I'm not that confidently wrong. I'll be like, I think this lineup is better. I'll always give myself a little bit of an out.
That's not actually true.
I'll add like a caveat. It's just like, yeah, but if they do this or if they do that.
In the middle of the game, that changes when a hero's about to die and you call it incorrectly. Zeal.
That's different.
Will he die? Glimpse back.
You don't
Pop
know
his
me.
Wand.
Oh,
looks fine.
Good damage, yeah.
He looks fine.
He's rushing the Vanguard, which most strength melee offlaners are doing right now. All
right, that is the final hero that I want to talk about, which is the Brewmaster, Zeal.
Yep.
The Void Panda is just automatically part of the arsenal, and it's also part of his Drunken Brawler state. So very different take get stuff automatically. Obviously, it's going to be reduced in... I mean, the fact that you get 4 pandas instead of 3 by default, that's just more damage.
Yeah. And if the audience is a bit unsure about these changes, it would be nice if the observer could just mouse over Primal Split to just quickly show the changes there.
Why don't
we'll get there.
There's some action here.
Yeah,
Don't
just
be
relax.
rude.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We need a little bit of a lull to have time for that. I think this is calming
Make
down.
sure while we're doing it, we have the Roche cam available.
Just a quick change log here for Primal Split. If we mouse over that on the Primal Split here. Oh, that's awesome.
There's Roche, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah,
if you're a little bit out of touch with this hero, just read this very quickly. There you go. All right, that's how Primal Split works now. Good luck, everyone, in your games.
That's right.
It's very, very straightforward.
So the Drunken Brawler state for that panda, it's an attack slow.
Oh yeah, can we mouse over Drunken Brawler as well? In case you're a bookworm and you
there we go. There we go.
If you're a little bit bored at work, you can study this hero's spells for 10 minutes before you understand what's going on.
It's fine.
So, there you go.
I mean, I think I love the changes, though, generally speaking, because this
hero has a ton of depth. I think what's the word? The skill cap on this hero is insanely high.
Yep.
Compared to what it used to be. It already used to be a micro hero where you needed to play the pandas well, but now that you have these forms you need to choose between, and you have the 4 pandas, playing a good Brewmaster is really, really difficult, I think. But it's one of Zeal's absolute best. This guy's a master at this hero.
Yeah, but we were talking about this. Even for the best Primal Beast, for the best Brewmaster players, they're probably not used to having 4 pandas because nobody went for the old shard, right?
Yeah, it was
now you have this
a relatively
panda,
uncommon pickup.
This Void Bruling, that they actually changed the ability as well. It used to be a disarm AoE, as we see the Meteor Hammer already online there for nothing to say.
Gonna get ganked,
as well.
gonna not care.
Yeah, he's
oh my god, he's gonna just go at Matthew here.
Yeah, not looking good for Matthew. 1v2, no big deal. But in addition, the actual skill change, it's kind of like is it like a mini reality rift, but you can use it on allies? Is that how it works? It's like a push or a pull?
Yeah, so you mean the Void active, it's kind of like the, it's like the Wild Wing Ripper's tornado, right? I think it's like Hurricane. I think it works the same way.
Is it vector targeted, do you know?
I think it's vector. I don't know, just read the spell, man. It's right there. Just read it.
Well, it doesn't say. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. They couldn't fit it on the screen.
No, yeah.
Like, if they actually wanted to...
No, hit
yeah, read the... Oh, what is it? If you mouse over Brew, can you see the change log? Oh, anyway. I'm going to see if I can find this out for you, Shannon.
Cool changes. I like it. Nothing to say. He gets off another Meteor Hammer, taking some damage now that his ult is down, but it's up in 2 seconds. But there's the duel, and it's going to be enough to get C-Smile his first duel damage of the game. A little bit over cockiness coming from LGD. I mean, he was only 2 seconds away from that ult from being available.
He's going to lose his tower minute 7, though. I mean, it's something that you get this kill on Alk, but the map already, EG, a little bit in struggle city here with how the lanes have gone. Brewmaster now has Vanguard bottom, so he's going to stabilize. Curious to see where...
Ooh, that's a steal.
Yep. And they also get their own on Planet.
Indeed. It will cost the life here.
Well worth it, though.
For why you smile, but Mr. Innocence is going to be A-okay with that exchange. Nothing to say. He's making his presence be known in this top lane. Going for the Meteor. That was a concoction into 5 heroes and just using Meteor Hammer instead. He gets into the tower for his transgression and will die.
He was not expecting there to be that many easy heroes.
That needs to be a highlight at some point. My God.
Crazy, actually. I mean, from our perspective, with our vision, that just looked like grief, but obviously he doesn't have the info about heroes. He just literally just ran in and started hammering the tower.
Little did he know the entire team was waiting for him.
If he had thrown his concoction on the Skywrath, he might have actually been able to kill him there.
Yeah, all he wants to do is use Meteor Hammer. When it's off cooldown, it's like a Midas, you know, just have to use it. Surprised he didn't use it in Fountain just to make sure that he has the animation down, but... okay, that's a couple kills on the Nothing to Say. I mean, LGD were pulling away with this extremely early, but...
It was looking like this could be an absolute snowball fest, and now they've at least stemmed the bleeding a little bit here.
As we see that ability with
we have another look at Primal Split.
He'll be able to click that in just a few XP points.
Yep. All right, we need... promise us when he uses Split that we mouse over the ability of the Void Panda.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work for the production here.
Yeah, that's.
But we see the gank coming in. C-Smile wants another dual victory. They're trying to get the Brewmaster before he hits
good
6.
concoction.
There's a huge meteor hammer from nothing to say. It actually hits everybody. Goodness gracious, this time it works. C-Smile dead.
Astral pull.
Luna dead as well. Astral pull available for the Void Panda.
We have plenty of time. Let's read it all. Read it all quickly.
Yeah, click on that. Okay.
All right, there we go. Pulls the target. And you moved away from it.
The Void Panda. We don't care about these other ones.
Oh my god, it's over. All right, it had 300
fire.
range. And it did 50 damage, and I think it was plus 50 damage per level or 100, and then the distance goes up by 200. So
is it vector targeted? Didn't answer that question.
I didn't have enough time to read.
Right.
They kept
110 seconds away from having a second opportunity. I mean, generally when it's vector target, it doesn't say a lot of the time, I feel like, so might not ever get an answer to that. I'm sure somebody will tweet us.
So, I mean, it's one or the other, right? Either it's vector or it pulls toward the purple panda. Directly, right?
You're just gonna call it the purple
panda.
It's longer than saying void.
What is it? They're called Brewling. That's the official word in the game, right?
Brewling.
So the Void Brewling.
That's correct.
Yeah. I'm getting infected by Peter Pandan to call him Panda.
I mean,
maybe that's why he likes it so much. I mean, it's part of his nickname.
When he was first released, he did look like a panda as well. I mean, obviously he was in Dota 1.
Now it looks like a tiger.
Well, this cosmetic makes him look quite different. Yes.
This reminds me of Frosties.
You mean, wait, what? Frosty?
Yeah.
You mean the cereal?
Yeah.
That's not. Is it Frosted Flakes?
Yeah, didn't that? Wasn't that a tiger? That was like the.
Yeah, Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Not Frosties.
Oh.
That's a.
I think they were called Frosties in Denmark.
Yeah, they would be called something ridiculous in Denmark just because of you.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Back to the game. 37 seconds away from seeing Primal Split again.
Every time.
We should mention that the brew. Shard was also changed a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. You could basically get the old, what was it? Was it part of the ult inherently before? Or was this part of the Ags before?
That.
As we're seeing a dual victory, not important.
Nice.
More damage for C-Smile. More important is Brewmaster skills, of course.
Yeah, apparently.
But the ult lasts 12 seconds longer with the Shard. And you get to cancel it whenever you want and choose who you're spawning as.
Right, that used to be Ags.
That used to be the old Ags before this current version, which is still in the last patch.
So the Shard now is actually incredibly valuable in this hero because getting the extra duration is obviously a no-brainer, but also having that old Ags component now in the Shard is definitely well worth it. Which reminds me, what does the Ags even do now? Oh yeah, it's still Primal Companion. Yeah, it's just the same. Okay, that was unchanged.
Which the Companion, I don't know if it works in this. I mean, I was gonna say this meta, but this is a brand new patch, so we don't really have a meta per se. But it does feel like it was good for farming, but considering you need all these auras, I don't think you can really fit it in your build. Is kind of the issue. But we'll see if we end up seeing that at some point.
All right, we've talked a lot about Brewmaster and Alchemist. It's time to talk about EG. Pakaz is dying.
He's dead.
Here comes EG. That is not what you want to be talking about for EG, but it is what you're going to get.
Thank you, production.
So Pakaz will get ganked here. 6K lead. It's obviously with Alchemist, so it's inflated for sure. But definitely starting to have a very good grip on the game.
Toggling it. Okay.
So what have EG accomplished now? They've got a dagger on Mars. They've got a dagger on Legion. So they definitely have the initiation, and they want to probably pair their heroes together with the Skywrath to find kills, or maybe with the Static Storm when Panda finally finds 6.
Oh, we got the duel into the Mystic Flare. That's enough. C-Smile. 30 damage now.
He's probably going to pay for this, though.
Let's see. Concoction stunts for quite a while. Zeal is there. He pops that Primal Split. Now we're going to be able to see the Void Panda in all his glory use that ability that I can't remember the name of because nobody cares. Didn't even need his ult to get that kill. Astral Pull. Huge usage, even though it's still off cooldown because he didn't use it, in fact, Cinderin.
Yep.
It says Vector Target. Okay.
What does it?
Yeah. Unit Vector Target.
There you go. Oh, nice.
Yeah. Good job, Valve.
Curious to see him use it later in the game.
Tips worked.
Maybe. It had really bad cast range, though. It was 150. You basically need to be on top of them.
Well, it does slow, right? As we're seeing a replay now. Hopefully it shows the replay of hovering over the tooltip of
That's what we really want to see.
Of course, yeah.
Shifting the forms there into the Earth form.
There we go. There we go. The misclick production. Need to work on your micro just a little bit longer. But, yeah, good turnaround there. I mean, what at this stage, like... Oh, got to hold that thought. There's
the dagger from Mars.
Yeah, Mystic Flare to follow. Big overwhelming odds, and C-Smile gets another dual victory. And they know, of course, Zeal does not have his ult, but it matters not because Whisper is the target. There's nothing to say, gets another kill to his name. 8K lead for PSG.LGD. And they're not done yet. Concoction onto C-Smile inside the kinetic field now. Why? Why am I not surprised? Trying to get full value out of the Meteor. Look at the bounty rune comparison. 3K versus 200.
What?
11 to 1.
Oh my god.
How is that possible?
They got 1 rune?
That's insane.
Okay, that's actually ridiculous. This accounts for such a huge part of the Goldie. I didn't realize it was this bad. That is
hitting the 14-minute mark. That means the Wisdom runes are about to spawn. Divisible by 7.
EG have not got a bounty rune since minute 0.
EG will get at least their Wisdom.
They will get their Wisdom rune here for Panda, so level 7 unlocked now for him. The Max Glimpse. Yeah, I think I like what EG are doing, because like they're in a game state now where they're clearly behind, and what they need to do is they need to try to find skirmishes with every duel, with every arena. They just need to use their blinks, set up kills with their Static Storm, set up kills with their Mystic Flare, and try to make space for Pakaz that way. I think you have to skirmish non-stop, because if you slow down, PSG.LGD are going to run at you, use their team fight abilities, and just kill you and take towers. So,
duel into
find
Mystic
Zeal
Flare.
here.
Do they have enough? It's going to be close. He has his Primal Split, and he will use it. No, he gets Static Storm in the last moment, but they don't have a kinetic field to keep him in place. He gets it off before the glimpse.
No good.
And now the Void Bruling in all its glory will go absolutely ham on the Legion Commander. Tombstone is placed there as well. So C-Smile will take a tumble, and they lose the Mars before that.
This Brew is stupidly tanky. He has Cloak Vanguard and Raindrop. So they dueled, they used Mystic, they used the whole combo from Skywrath with Veil, but it's not enough. Like, they need a third hero. When they're ganking this hero in particular, this is the hardest kill on the enemy team for them to get. They need more than that, and they misjudge.
Yeah, I mean, if they had Blade Mail on the LC, I think that's very close to a kill. Maybe it's not, though.
With Blade Mail, would that have been close? Not really, I think. I mean, Brewmaster doesn't really deal that much damage, so don't think it would have made that big of a difference. And it's only going to get harder. If he gets this pipe, like if he gets Blink dueled and he reacts and presses pipe in time, they're not even going to be remotely close to killing him, because it's going to block the entire Skywrath ult. As we talked about a little bit on yesterday's broadcast, obviously the change to barriers makes an item like pipe a lot more appealing, since the barrier is applied after reduction instead of before, which is how pipe worked in the previous patch. It would block 400 magic damage. Now it blocks 400 magic damage after your reduction, which means for the pipe carrier himself, with pipe you have about 45% magic resist, I think. So effectively the barrier suddenly, instead of blocking 400, will now block like 700.
Oh, they're trying again. The Brew, and Concoction's come to try to slow this down, and there's not going to be a dual victory, but they do get Brew regardless.
That was enough.
Indeed. Nothing has the double damage, though. Now he's applying all the pressure to C-Smile, attempting to run away. Concoction's coming for him again. Looks like that's going to be an easy cleanup for him. So ends up being a 1-for-1 mid for the off lane.
It's not 1-for-1.
It's not over yet. Nothing to say. Continuing. Double kill for him. Whisper is next on their list. Gets off the Rebuke and the Spear. Concoction looks like it's going to be a self-stun, but the Mars falls nonetheless. So 3-for-1 after the initiation looked decent from EG, but they're just too far behind.
Yeah, they really seem to just be getting outclassed today. Like, neither of these games has really felt remotely close, and the scary part is it feels like EG in this game drafted specifically to have strong skirmishing and early fighting heroes, but they're losing the early fights despite having that, right? Like, the Brewmaster is too tanky, the Alchemist is too tanky, and what happened at minute 0 is also just setting them up for a terrible game, right? They basically started the laning stage 2k down, which is kind of unheard of.
True.
And LGD just haven't let up.
The bounties continue.
This is, I'll say right now, I don't think this is happening again this tournament, this big of a discrepancy minute 18. Like, this is ridiculous. One bounty rune on a team, minute 18, is
I mean, that feels like that is, I don't know, it feels like they're fucking up real bad.
It's a mistake from EG. Like, that, even if you're losing, you can't be losing the map that hard that you can't find bounties, and it is a high priority against Alchemist. Like, the reason, the reason he's this farmed is obviously that he's just getting a bonus. I don't know how much free gold he's been getting from bounties at this point, but it's probably at least about 1,000, right? So, yeah, it very quickly ramps up. You will be running into trouble.
Kill. Duel is there. Blade Mail as well.
And they get it. Everything on him. Eclipse, they drop the Mystic Flare in the duel, and they should. Like, get this Alchemist out of the game. He's the top net worth hero. It's a massively valuable kill for EG. And they get a little bit of breathing room, and they win another duel.
Yep.
And I think, did Chris take the dual damage talent? He did, right? So he now gets 18 damage per dual victory, soon to be 28. This can... It can ramp up pretty quickly if you find a little bit of momentum in the game on this hero, but...
This is true.
It is. There's still quite a bit of ground to cover, and you need to remember, even if he has high right-click damage, the enemy carry has one of the highest armors in the game. Terrorblade right now rocking 29 base armor, which gives him a physical reduction of about 2/3. So if your Legion thinks he hits hard, well...
And I would say that I think the changes to LC, because we saw her be picked as a, I don't want to say a counter, but maybe a pseudo counter to TV, because the overwhelming odds is really good against the illusions, but now that it's self-cast over you, that might not be as relevant, I feel like. Because a lot of times that was like long range, like...
Right, you would cast it from far.
You're like high ground trying to defend, and...
Yep, that's very true. You don't have the luxury of LCS playing zone control so much anymore. I still think the new overwhelming odds is better in most scenarios, but you're right. When you're playing against artillery ranged heroes with illusions... Okay.
Another duel attempt. Concoction's coming. It's not going to be enough to save the life of their comrade. The planet does die, but C-Smile, again, it's going to cost him his life.
Yeah, maybe he should select a tier 2 neutral item. Maybe he's doing just.
He's fine. No,
why is he running around with a token?
Okay.
He swapped out his broom handle. He might have lived with broom handle. I'm triggered.
Sounds like you're triggered. Mystic Flare.
You're dead now. You have so much time to contemplate. Please pick an item.
Was he dead, though?
Oh. I mean, broom handle. The 4 armor might have made the difference. That was a pretty tight kill, right?
It was a decay that killed him, right?
Yeah, but obviously, I mean, he took a lot of right clicks along the way.
Okay, so I thought he swapped at the last moment. Is that
no? He had a tier 2 token when he started the duel.
Oh, I see.
He just played the whole fight without
Very
it. He still hasn't realized, I think.
That is another blunder.
So we've seen other
static storm, but he's going to be destroyed.
We've seen other players not select a neutral item. Oh, he finally picked a Gossamer Cape now. So it took maybe his options were bad, but I mean you still want to take something.
Okay, that how does that work with
duel?
With Moment of Courage? If you dodge an attack, do you counterattack?
Oh, I don't remember actually.
Because that could be a nerf to you, right?
I'm not sure.
To have that.
I don't even know if this was a good option. I feel like if he has 5 options to choose from, are there 4 options that are worse than Gossamer Cape on this hero?
I mean, I know one of the... I mean, obviously don't know what his options were. I was going to see Roche taken out by LGD. But, I mean, there's the one that was built for LC, which is the counterattack one.
Yeah. Right? I find it funny that this is not the first time we've seen players have this neutral item in their inventory for quite a while. Like, you pick up the token, so it goes in your slot, so you know you have it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes maybe players are like indecisive, don't really know what they want. Was there another hero that just had a...
Careful, Matthew. Careful, young man.
I think... Oh, he's elected.
Not doing that much damage.
He's elected Band Brace. So, like, people will pick up these neutral item tokens and not select, and then they might just forget. It's like there's something else in the moment that's more important to them.
Oh, they got the 50-50.
Oh.
Undying Tombstone can now save duels. Theoretically, and it will not crash the game, probably.
So I believe the cast range on this that the Tombstone gets, I don't know what the ability is called. There's going to be a lot new trivia now.
Yeah, very entertaining.
I think the Tombstone has, is it 300 or 350 range on picking up allies into itself, and they can stay in the bunker for, I think, is it 3 seconds or something?
No, I think it's way longer than 3 seconds.
Is it?
Tombstone, wait,
they cannot leave for 3 seconds. Okay.
I think you can stay in it indefinitely.
Oh.
But it doesn't give you any, like, it doesn't heal you or anything like that. Not that it should, but... I mean, if it turns out to be a bad ability, they probably just add a heal to it or something.
All right, hear me out.
Yeah.
You use Supernova, and then you go in the Tombstone as an egg, and it's just, the Tombstone's just burning.
Yeah.
And you stay in there, so the egg doesn't explode. It's just like a 45-second Supernova.
I like that. I think that seems balanced.
Yeah, you seem like a game designer to me.
Here
comes out. Okay.
Concoction.
Hurry up, Meteor Hammer.
Yep, it's time. Oh, he's
forgetting
it.
He's forgetting the Meteor Hammer.
He doesn't remember that he has it. Yeah.
No.
He actually picks up a shard, which I don't even remember.
Wait, he bought shard on Elf? Oh yeah.
That's Berserk Potion.
Berserk Potion. Oh. All right, he's probably just going to use it as a protection or an empowerment for Shiro, who we haven't really talked about, he's just quietly been getting giga farmed on Terrorblade. He has Manta, Skadi, Dragonlance, 23 minutes in. Luna has kept up very well too, though, Pakaz, but is not seeming to go for the item build that the panel wanted to see with the Ags to try to counter the Terrorblade. So his inherent hero-to-hero matchup will be pretty tough to play. There's a Tombstone.
Tombstone down, ready to consume an ally.
Into this
it's called
disaster.
Grab Ally. Very lore-friendly name.
Oh, it has a green arrow over it. It's like you can hop in. Grab Ally. It doesn't show the cast range, though. Oh, there it does. The circle.
Yeah, it's the AoE there. The Arena with the spear. Mystic Flare as well to try to soak up a little bit of the damage. There's nothing to say, but the Terrorblade does that. That is the Aegis, but no more Metamorphosis. Nothing to say with the BKB. Just trying to get off this tower and attempt to run away in all likelihood. And they're going to try to turn this around onto the Terrorblade. Sheer already at half HP. Has this unavailable, but will get dueled instead with the Lucent Beam. That's enough magic damage to tear right through him. So PSG.LGD now attempting to run away. Nothing to say. Looks to be next on the list for EG. They've only lost their Mars. So a 1 for 3, and that's not even including the Aegis. If you want to include that, that's even 4.
Damn, what a great setup there from EG. This combo from Whisper is just so clean. He blinks Spear Arenas, so he gets the full combo instantly. They use that to get rid of the Aegis and meta. The Tombstone at this point is also about to expire, but I think you probably still would have been fine just fighting into it at this point. Like, you were doing very well in the fight from that beginning. You get the dual victory onto the Terrorblade, you kill the Alk for a big burst of gold, and you didn't even lose your barracks. This is very, very big news for EG. I thought for sure they were going to lose this lane, at least. This Aegis push with Terrorblade and Tombstone is so difficult.
Only a 4K lead now.
Whisper with the God play there on Mars really set them up for success.
And even though it didn't matter, I just want to mention a cool mechanic.
50-50, Gaben.
Wow. Okay, I was not expecting 50-50 even after that.
All right.
We saw nothing to say. Pop his BKB and then very smartly run into the Mystic Flare to try to share damage, because before, you obviously would not do anything. But now you're sharing damage, you're taking 50% less. Extremely smart play. Didn't matter, but I thought that was a cool anecdote.
Absolutely.
That we haven't seen before.
Yeah, look at that dual
114. Damage. He's looking good. Gossamer Cape.
And you got to highlight in that fight, you were questioning Zeal. He did use Void Pull to try to save the Terrorblade, so he's on the ball. This guy's not on the ball, though.
He smiles like, should I go? Should I go? I can't decide! And now he might die, but the spear will save him.
Oh, they put Pavis on him. He's invincible.
That's true. That's a good item.
He's fast, too. They spank him with the whip, and then he uses press the attack, and he has like 500 move speed. So
that's accurate.
I don't know why I said spank. I mean, when you hit someone with a whip, you whip them. You don't spank with a whip.
Yeah, usually use your bare hands for that.
Yeah,
my experience.
That could be an inspiration for a hero design, actually.
I think that was Marcy.
Well, she doesn't spank. She punches.
Yeah, just barehanded.
Have someone who just every ability they have is just flat hand. What do you think?
Like a karate.
I could be a game designer too. 4 runes. All right, EG are back.
Making a comeback here.
That's they quadrupled their bounty runes in the last 5 minutes.
This is against an alchemist, which again, it's like a level 2 Greevil's Greed. We've talked about it before. So it's not, you know, the old days if you're up 10k an alchemist.
Oh, there's a duel.
Is another duel attempt onto the Alp.
I got it.
He's saved by the Tombstone.
The game didn't crash. We're good.
Huge usage. C-Smile will TP out the BKB. Matthew stuck inside the kinetic field. Looks like he's going to get dropped, but they're focusing on Panda first. Nothing to say, ensuring that with a BKB of his own. And there's the Void Panda being used to full effect, not needing it.
All right.
But it was cool looking.
I genuinely wonder in this moment if EG knew what happened.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility they didn't know this could even happen in this moment?
Yeah, that's the counter now. Undying counters LC. Who would have thunk?
Undying counters a lot of stuff if the Tombstone's played well enough, right? It's just a hard save.
Yep.
Killing the Tombstone is pretty difficult for a lot of lineups in the right moment, so... Damn. All right. That was a... That seemed like a bait from LGD. From nothing to... I mean, they were definitely set up to try to help him, but...
Yeah, and now they might be able to get racks. Everybody's up from EG, though, and they have most of their ults to work with.
They don't have Tombstone.
That's true. That's the big spell missing from LGD's side. You can see Brewmaster taking the brunt of the damage, but he's mitigating a lot of it there. Finally, the Eclipse is used. Mars Arena on top. Pakaz taking a lot of right-click damage, but there is the duel to try to save his teammate, but Terrorblade getting really low. Has the Sunder available. finally uses it, and now focusing on Pakaz, who's dead for 85 seconds. But now that Shiro's BKB is down.
Get the hell out of here with Chris buyback.
Now they've lost their mid and off laner. So I think LGD have to try to get the hell out of here. They'll sacrifice the Undying.
All right.
The buyback came out, of course, from the LC.
I hope we can get a replay of that team fight, and I want you to watch Brewmaster taking damage.
It didn't.
It's absurd how much damage he absorbed in that fight. That was genuinely ridiculous. So he popped Crimson and Pipe, and he just stood there. Just have a look at this team fight. Look at Zeal. Just think about what he's tanking right now.
Yeah, they just stopped.
He's tanking a full static storm. He's tanking Eclipse. He's tanking Beams. He's tanking Glaives. He's tanking Mars.
He's just bouncing left and right.
Now he dies. And in the meantime, Legion lost during the duel.
And during that time, he did tank a lot of damage, but other than that, he did literally nothing. He was just like walking back and forth.
If he had Primal Split there, they would have probably won the fight too. Because he survived all of the silence, but he didn't have the ability ready. So LGD again choosing to go high ground with no Tombstone and no Split. Did end up costing them. They got the buyback out of C-Smile, but I think when all said and done, that was pretty good for EG, actually. That was an all right outcome given the circumstances.
Yeah,
only having to use
buyback
that
is
one
the
buy.
big thing probably, but that puts C-Smile a little bit farther behind than he was hoping.
And he didn't lose the duel, right? Yeah, nobody has damage on the Dire. So
yeah.
It's really important to not lose a duel to Terrorblade.
Do you agree
don't
with
give
the
that guy 28
Deso?
damage.
He's going for Deso right now in the LC. Kind of a late one, I feel like.
It's kind of an uncommon item on the hero in general, right? Obviously, you are a hero that hits really hard, but a lot of the time, the heroes that you see buy Deso are heroes that have a natural crit, because that makes the Miner's Armor so strong. Legion Commander has no way of critically striking, so I guess he's maybe he's just trying to make the fights easier for Luna. He's trying to make the fights easier for, I mean, Mars isn't really dealing that much damage. He's more controlling. Maybe it's just the best bang for his buck. He's like, I need to do more damage. We need to be able to kill these Terrorblades and Alchemists, and with this item, maybe they can pierce through it. Possibly. I don't think it's a bad purchase. It's just uncommon.
Roche up in 30, by the way.
Yeah. They're checking it. It's not there. Nothing to say we'll be soon completing an AC. And Brewmaster's going Aeon Disc, so at that point he's just genuinely invincible, it feels like.
Is there a point?
Panic.
Going for that, honestly.
I don't know.
I'm not even kidding. I don't know if there's a point.
That's a good question.
Maybe going for an early...
Maybe that
see the refresher on Whisper. I think a refresher on Brew would be huge this game.
Yeah, but I think it's a genuine concern that Brew gets dueled and dies, but they still have Tombstone, so if they're well positioned with that save from the Undying, maybe it would be fine. Anyway.
Arena. Oh!
Quick reaction from Zeal.
Not the longest
but also
cooldown.
Good reaction from Whisper there, immediately using the Rebuke, so bad spell steal for Planet at the very least.
By the way,
Arena.
Whisper went Aether Lens, which doesn't upgrade into anything. And he will be going Octarine.
It gives him,
well.
He just wants the reach on the initiation, right? He wants the blink and the spear combo into his arena. It makes it a lot easier to land the combo that he did land in base earlier.
They smoke, they had the high ground advantage. Brewmaster actually jumps right in, gets speared immediately, Mystic Flare to follow. Nothing to say, jumps in, but there's the static storm applied. Matthew just getting beat down by nothing to say. C-Smile in the meantime, looks like he's gonna get taken out swiftly. The Undying is dead. Are they trying to take the gate during all of this? Pakaz finds the BKB. TP will be successful. So it's a 3-for-1, and that leads to the Aegis and Cheese for PSG.LGD.
And it's just the same story again, right? Brewmaster blinks in, he tanks literally everyone, and then he gets saved by Tombstone. And
did they save him with Tombstone? I didn't see that.
Okay. So they placed the Tombstone right above on the high ground, and it was in reach to get the Brewmaster, and then Pakaz is like, shit, what do I do? And he starts hitting the Tombstone, and he finally breaks it. The Brewmaster comes out with like full health and just pops ult. So the amount of just damage mitigation that LGD are running by playing this way is actually, it's incredible to watch. Like, this is some new tech right here that they're running, and they're making it look good. I'm still impressed overall with EG in this game, making this competitive for this long. I felt like this could have easily been just another 25-minute game, but they've been executing good fights. They're still just running into this problem of, what the hell do we do when Brewmaster jumps us?
Yeah.
They can't duel and burst him, because he's going to get saved by Tombstone. And they can't ignore him either, because he's just burning up their entire team. He's going to pop ult, he's going to make the fight a mess. and make Terrorblade's life extremely easy.
It's Tormentor time. Come on. Come on. They're both available.
Yep, there we go.
We need some shards, huh?
So a Rubik shard would give them yet another save on the side of LGD.
For the Rubik?
Yep.
Well, it might go to the Brew, though. We'll see. It's a 50-50. Yeah, the telekinesis would be very nice, as Disruptor will get his shard.
And they're struggling to beat this one with TB and Brew. They will get there, but that took a while.
Yeah.
And it goes to Zeal. So now he has the long split, 30-second split.
So we'll see if...
can cancel early and can choose where to go.
Man. Planet might have been banking on getting that shard for free because he is going... Is that a sheet? No, he's going for...
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Interesting.
I'm surprised Brew didn't buy the shard. I actually think it's just really good value. But he obviously he wanted the tankiness items, but considering he's sitting on as much bank as he is,
apparently.
He could have bought the shard so they got the Rubik shard, right?
Yeah.
I think there was a case to be made for that.
Then it's a 50-50 between him and TB, which...
That's true.
That one is not nearly as useful in a game like this, I think.
Yeah. And it's confusing because then when Terrorblade's like, I'm using Zeal, then Zeal's like, what are you talking about? So it's probably,
I'm Zealing?
Probably better to just avoid that whole complexity in communication. Just wonder if those, I mean...
I wonder if it translates directly.
I was just going to say, they speak Chinese, so it's probably not any communication issues at all. But hey, whatever.
Oh, Shiro has double damage.
Okay.
Smoked up right now. Planet looking for an opening.
If they got a ward in the Radiant base now, this could be an insane jump for Brewmaster.
Yeah, there's the telekinesis jump. Zeal jumps in as well, gets the Brewmaster ult off. Static Storm, not really going to find anybody. Tombstone's placed as well. Grab ally, ready to go. Nothing to say, jumps in, looking for Matthew. Pops the BKB finally, just right-clicks him down quite easily.
Pakaz can't stand this.
Yeah, he pops the Eclipse, but not doing that much damage in the end. Now trying to focus all his efforts onto Shiro. Pops the BKB, gets the Thunder off, and that is a dead Mars who has buyback, so still the ult available, but Pakaz not going to be so lucky. Dead with no buyback. Aegis and Chi still intact for PSG.LGD. This is going to be multiple sets of racks. They can't get the third, but they could theoretically just throne now, knowing that Pakaz will not be able to come back.
Looking like Game Ogre.
Good one.
They don't have their carry for a minute and a half.
Tier 4 dead. One more to go. Crimson Guard is popped. I mean, Shiro's meta is going to run out soon. So we'll see how much they want to pressure.
Do EG even have damage to kill Zeal? Like,
sure. I mean, C-Smile does have quite a bit of dual damage, but against a Terrorblade, I don't think so. They're just going to focus down the Ancient, already at half HP. C-Smile jumps in for a last-ditch effort, pops the press the attack. Mars Arena pretty nicely placed, trying to save his allies, but C-Smile getting extremely low will finally drop. And now they can just focus on the racks. Grab ally still available, by the way, Syndor. Very important to talk about here as the Ancient finally gets exploded.
When Zeal